Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 91 of Direwolf20 Server Play Series. Today I'm chilling with Soren. Soren! Hello!
Yeah.
How's it going?
Well, good.
Today we're playing the game of life.
Aren't we always playing the game of life?
I mean, depending on your point of view, yes.
Life is a game.
It is.
Fun game.
But it's the Dandelifian.
Oh.
Yeah. I need to figure out, in my head, how this works. And I think I can do some creative redstone-y things that Super Circuit Maker might help me a little bit with, more so for timing than anything else. But I need to come up with a good design, and I want to be able to automate it.
Ooh.
So do you want to see how the game of life works?
I do, because I don't think I know how it works.
Okay, so here are the rules of the game of life. Are you ready?
I hear a page turn, therefore I think I'm ready.
You should be. You should be. Okay. So,
Who's going to explain it for us?
me. So while the flower has a redstone signal, twice every second it'll step the game once. So that means every half a second the game progresses. Okay? The game is executed with the concept of cells. There's a 25 by 25 area that's seen around the flower. And that's what I've mapped out with those things in the corners.
Okay.
Cool. Cells may be alive or dead. If the block in that position is a cellular block, which is this thing, it's considered alive. Okay. And
okay.
if it's not a cellular block, so if it's anything else, including an air block, it's considered dead. And then each block has neighbors, which are 8 blocks around it. Okay. So these are all its neighbors.
Okay.
With me so far?
Yep.
So, the game is played as such. Every step of the game, the following transitions might happen. Any live cell with fewer than 2 or more than 3 neighbors dies. So, for example, this is a live cell with fewer than 2 neighbors. When I activate the redstone signal, it died.
Yeah.
It lost the game of life. So fewer than 2 neighbors. So in this example, this cell has... Here has 2 neighbors, right? So when I activate it, the ones on the... It makes a square. I'll tell you why I made a square in a second. So if it has fewer than 2 neighbors, it dies, right? Any live cell with exactly 2 or 3 live neighbors lives on, and any dead cell with exactly 3 live neighbors becomes a live cell. So basically, like this. So this cell right here where I'm standing, which is currently a stone brick, has 3 live neighbors, so it becomes a live cell.
Okay.
Cool. Provided that I guess there's not a stone brick there. Okay. And that is pretty much how the game of life is played.
But it was more than 3 neighbors or 3 or more?
Exactly 3 to become alive. So fewer than 2 or more than 3 will cause it to die, and exactly 3 causes it to become alive. So for example, if I did this, it would not come alive because no. See, it died and then it became alive. Cool.
What if you put one on a T shape there? I just want to make sure it's
like this.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Okay.
See what's happening?
All right. Yeah. Okay. I have seen this, but I've seen it in like a smaller pixel version. It was more or less harder to understand that way.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's basically the rules. Now, for Britannia, there's a few more rules that are followed. All cells have an age of 0. And whenever a cell lives on by having 2 or 3 neighbors, its age increases by 1. And whenever a dead cell becomes a live cell, the age of the new live cell is equal to the age of the oldest neighbor plus 1. So basically, like, the longer a cell lives, the older it becomes. And if it, generates a new cell, that new cell gets the age of the old cell.
Oh, okay.
Right?
It's kind of like inheriting genes.
Right.
Fair enough.
And then any cells older than 60 generations will die automatically. And then second off,
Okay.
the 3x3 zone centered around the Dandelion itself is not habitable by cells, and any cells that would exist in that area are turned into mana instead. The older the cell that would be created, the more mana it makes. Age 0 cells produce no mana. Whenever any live cells are absorbed by the 3x3 zone in the area, all other cells on the board die. So basically, we have to build a pattern that makes cells live a really long time and eventually work their way to the center area. And then as soon as they get within the 3x3 area around the Dandelion, those cells will be turned into mana, and then the game is over.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I will make one of those books just so I have the rules in the back end, just in the case I name them again. What's that called? Botanic?
Lexica Botania. So for example, right, first iteration, this cell has 3 neighbors, so it should live. This cell right here has 3 neighbors, 1, 2, 3. So it should generate a cell. This cell has 3 neighbors, so it should live. So what should happen on this iteration, this cell has 2, so it should live, and this one has 2, so it should live. So the first iteration, cool. So this cell had 3 neighbors, so it generated. This cell had 3 neighbors, so it generated. That makes sense. And then this cell now in the middle has more than 3 neighbors, so it's going to die. See? Now, this one has exactly 3, so it should generate a new one, right? Yes. Cool. So this one has 3, so it should generate here, 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 and here. So those 4 corners should generate 3. Nice, that's cool. Actually having fun with this. It's actually fun to watch. I'm stepping this like one step at a time. Don't mechanical user me. What are you doing?
No. It's a scanner.
Oh, okay.
I was seeing what data I could pull from the block.
Oh, cool.
But apparently none.
Nice. I have no idea. Like, it must be storing it in a tile entity, right? Like what the age is or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't even see a block in front of it.
It's
It just
interesting.
sees air. Versus if I
You think it inherits air?
no, even if it inherent air, look at the there we go. Well, that's interesting. It turned it on. What? Oh, never mind.
It's emitting a redstone signal, right?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Tile, cell, block. Okay, it doesn't have any information I can pull from it, but
Interesting.
it is a tile for sure. But
Cool. All right, so move your redstone block for me.
oh, yeah.
That's cool. I like these patterns that are developing out of it.
Yeah.
So
I did it one more time.
the 4 interiors should generate 1 now.
Yep.
Nice. And
And then one more time after that.
anything that has 4 or more will die. So I think that means a lot of them are going to die next step, right?
Just the corners.
Nice. That's cool. Anything with 3 or more. So now we should get the plus sign
Yeah,
again.
gone after that. Yeah.
But there should also be one that goes here, right? So it'll be like the 4 sides of the center, and then like the outer edges too. Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
the four cardinal directions of the center, and then the outer edges of that 4 cardinal direction. And then what's going to happen next is, I think this one and this one should generate, right?
And death in the middle ones. Yep.
Right.
So it's same as the previous second state.
Right. And then next iteration will probably generate 1 here, and then it will be eaten by the flower. And that'll generate your mana. Ideally, you would have like the 3 get generated here. But, so like if I put here, 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 that should generate a handful of mana at least.
Here.
Not as much as I would have wanted it to, but... So that was cool. Stop.
These blocks cost anything? I assume they do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad.
No, it's not bad at all. See, it only ate like one block, really. It had a decent lifespan, but so like, what if I put like a T-shape like this far away? Stop eating things.
Can you pick them back up at all?
Now, once you break, they're like they break with a single left click of anything, and they're gone.
Oh, okay. I'm curious with my silk touch. I assume that's also no, but I wanna. That was kind of neat.
That is
Dance.
Cool. Dance. Life cells dance.
Can we just leave it like this? This is our mission now. It's just to make dancing.
That's cool. Now, I assume I'm allowed to inject a life cell at any point.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Right?
Oh, man.
How much mana did that generate? That was a significant amount of mana, if I'm honest. That was not bad. See, like, what I'd like to do is come up with, like, a good pattern that I can... Oh, you're sleeping already. That I can use, like, a builder from RF Tools or something to, like, manually place these things and, like, do some kind of timer with Super Circuit Maker that, like, keeps the flower lit for, like, X number of ticks and then activates the builder to place a new block and, like, go from there. That's what I would like to do. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, right? So what if I did that? Now that's one space away from that thing. So what if I did that over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and then, I mean, this is kind of in my way, but I'm going to move that eventually. Like, that's just a temporary setup. That's kind of fun. Dude, things are happening on the left there. Things that I did not expect. There's a lot happening right now. What is going on? I did something different. Now if I place these here, you should work your way to the center now, right? That was cool. It might have lived too long. Let me know when you want me to activate it. Are you ready for me to activate it? Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. It should be on right now. It stopped.
No, it didn't stop. It's just the pattern you built was self-sustaining.
Ew.
Like a square would be self-sustaining, right? If we turn it off, this square is self-sustaining because all neighbors have enough such that they don't change.
Ah. Okay.
Right. They have 2 neighbors, but not enough to grow anymore. Neat, right? Like, this is kind of fun to play with. Mana. So what happened over here that I got, like, so much good stuff happening? It's like in a loop right now. Kind of, sort of, a little bit. It looks cool. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I like how part of it every once in a while looks like a Majora's Mask, like right now.
Right. Like it's neat to watch. Now I need to figure out how to get it to like move this way. Things are happening. That was neat. I have no idea how to like begin coming up with a plan for what would be a good way to do this.
You've
Like-
heard of brute force, right?
What's
Just
that?
Lots and lots of brute force. It's just brute force programming right now.
I pretty much. See, look, why did those function differently? That's interesting. See, and then we do that. And eventually it's going to wind up putting one block in front of the Dandelion. Also, why is that not centered on this? That's part of my problem, is that did I derp up the centering? I did derp up the centering a little bit. This should be the center.
I can't trust you with that tape measure.
I know. And as such, you want to shift.
So
this
the
whole thing
numbers
to the
should
right.
line up exactly with the.
See, the Dandelion,
Dandelion.
because of the way it sits on the block, it's a little bit hard to read. But that.
So the lever right now is your center.
Well, it was. It's not. It's not going to be for long.
It was, okay.
So that's 12. And that's 14. So basically we want to make it
So just move the entire system left one, just the cobble, the bricks.
right. Right one. Well, left from your point of view, I guess.
Yeah, right for you. Towards the flower.
So that's 25 by 25. See, it from an angle, it doesn't look like that's centered on the block, like even a little bit. But it totally is. That's a weird optical illusion. Like, come fly up here where I'm at, Soren, and look down, and tell me that the block to the north is correct.
I can see how it'd be offsetting. I'm used to seeing flowers offset, so. But yeah, you're right. It's a little weird.
Yeah, totally. So let's see if that's correct now. So that is 25 by 25. All right, let's come back in a minute because I want to play around with a couple other options. All right, I think I just did something that actually worked pretty well. And I got a chunk of mana for it. So now if I just time it right, I should get a large amount of mana. So check this out, right?
Okay.
So we do this. Right? And eventually this breaks into a pattern that's self-sustaining. That one. See how it just goes on forever? So these are just basically aging, right? They're getting older and older and older. Every time this ticks, it gets older and older and older and older, right? When I place a block here, it starts getting closer to the Dandelion.
Right.
At this point, if I place a block here and here, okay, the following...
Make it some kind of weird alien-looking like thing. I like it. Okay.
It does look cool, right? But look, this block has 3 neighbors, this block has 3 neighbors, and this block has 3 neighbors, right?
Okay.
So watch how much mana this will generate. Because what's going to happen is these 3 that I'm standing on have a really old lifespan because they were propagated from what was going on indefinitely. These 2 have no lifespan, but the oldest one is what passes on its genetic lifespan thing. So the 3 that land here should all be old, right? Boom. Look how much mana I got. That's a lot of mana. And that didn't even run for the optimal amount of time.
No.
Right? So now we just have to time it right, and we have to place blocks at the right points, right? So what I could do is basically use Super Circuit Maker at this point to make this work. Cool. So I want tiny redstone dust. Probably want an ender pulsar.
I have lots of those.
Right. I want the quartz doohickey resonator.
I have a lot of those.
Redstone torches and redstone circuit boards. So how would I make a counter, Soren? Because I want it to basically...
So, how much do you want to count? How high?
So I basically want it to count every half a second. So that would be an ender pulsar, right?
Right.
So basically I would put an ender pulsar down, and every half second I would want it to emit a redstone pulse. I need my screwdriver, and I need some actual vanilla redstone. Right. Yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it. Right. So I want this to pulse the flower. I assume it's on a redstone pulse that the flower functions. So, for example, what I'd want to do is have this guy, and eventually this is going to be a little different, but we'll get to that. So for now, right, I just want to test. We'll just do that. It doesn't really matter. This thing's set to 10 ticks. I just want to see what happens. So it needs a pulse lengthening mechanism because it needs to stay on for half a second.
Stay on for half a second? Oh goodness. State cell. 1 second. Let me get one.
Right.
It's fairly easy to set up if you're just doing the on or off instead of the.
Well, can I do this? Can I do like?
So you can use a lever and a pulsar.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? So, and then... So if I want it on for half a second, off for half a second. Right, we need this to be doing that.
So now, in that room that we had set up before, if you look to your, just behind you, you have a state cell. I have a kind of like a museum of simple gates. All of them are one layer. They're not 3D. They're not bundled cable. They're just simple in a sense. They're all painted so they see the outputs and the inputs clearly.
That's cool. Dandelion, why are you not working?
It is on. You had to plug in from the side of the lever to make it toggle.
I am.
Are
Are you not seeing that?
that tree? Oh, okay.
That's weird. You're seeing something different on your screen than I am, because I'm looking at your screen.
Okay, so I'm not weird. Maybe it got wrenched on. I can fix it. Ah, okay.
Is that better?
Updating differently. Yeah, I just had to hide it for everyone for a second.
Gotcha.
Make it redraw.
Why is this all of a sudden not working? Aha. For some reason, redstone dust doesn't seem to be triggering this thing. I want to see if just...
Nice, okay.
That's interesting.
It is.
Right? So let's try this then.
I like how fast that picks it up. Side pickaxe can't seem to pick up the circuit properly, but drill can. Seem to be a negative.
Vasky's probably like, stop trying to automate it. Direwolf.
And we're like, do it! Nope.
Maybe just not letting
Very
it
interesting.
tick long enough.
No.
That is weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me try this. Hold on. I don't think it's anything with your mod, Amadornis. I think it's just the way... Like, that's not working either. That's just... Okay, now it is working. Hello?
Okay, hold on for a sec. Let's put it back on the layer that we're on. And then use just redstone. Really. I'll let you pick everything up, because I don't want to... for testing purposes, just that.
Is that weird?
And my question is it actually on, or is it telling us it's on and it's not?
I'm going to relog and find out. Keep it on. All right, guys, we're back. We've done a little bit of playing around, and for some reason it needed to be one block further away than it currently was in order for it to work, which makes no sense to me or anyone on the planet. Except Soren. It made sense to Soren, but because we blame Soren, it's probably why.
Hello.
Hello. So now that we're going to get this actually functioning a little bit. So that's there. So we want to have a redstone signal go into there. From here. And this is where we're going to put this doohickey. So when the redstone signal's on, the torch should be off, which means that basically this doesn't run. So this should now step.
Why do you have redstone in general?
What's that?
Why do you have the redstone wire in general?
Because testing.
Just use a lamp.
Well, I want to test so that I can actually see what's happening.
You broke it.
I can see that. I fixed it. It's hard to see. I want to see what timing I need for this to work to make it so that...
Have you tried the monocle yet?
What's that? I have. So with that, it doesn't work, which makes sense. I think it needs to actually pulse every...
You want the pulse?
I want it on for 10 and then off for 10, I think, so that we can kind of build a counter off of this, right?
I mean...
Isn't that what we would want to do to build a counter? How can I make a counter, by the way?
Right. I'm just... I guess my previous question comes back. How high did you want to count it? You want every 10 ticks, right?
What's that?
You want every 10 ticks, but I didn't actually get how much you wanted from that.
So it dies after 60 iterations, right?
60 iterations, okay.
Up to 60, pretty much. Let's come back in a minute here. All right, guys, what I'm going to do is... I mean, I could also use the RF Tools counter. So that's... that, you know what I could do? Oh! I shouldn't use this.
Wow.
I shouldn't use this. At all.
Bold statement.
Correct. I should use the sequencer. The sequencer would be
hey,
literally perfect
we
for
have
this.
one of those.
What?
We have a sequencer.
Yeah, but do you know how the sequencer from RF Tools works? It's literally perfect for this.
Yeah.
Because I could set it to 10 tick delay, and then have
Oh no,
it.
you can also do that in Super Circuit Maker as well.
Yeah. Well, I would
to
like to
take
try it
away
with Super Circuit Maker. I just don't know where to begin with Super Circuit Maker to make that happen.
Resonator.
Resonator?
When you want to tick all of them at once, but have each one at a different delay.
The quartz resonator?
If you want, like, say, 5 of them, you could do 5 separate intervals. I could show you in a minute.
All right.
Whenever.
Well, let's come back next episode and take a look, because it's wrapping up point for now. So we will play with this next time. For now, wrapping up point. So Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.